I often get asked how do I trade ES differently than NQ, and I made a video on which asset I think is better to trade, but I also do just like to use them together. Now I'll trade which one I think looks prettier that day, which one looks like it's lining up better, but ultimately I was able to use both of them today to make $600. Trading in an unconventional setup, if you've seen any of my VWAP plays or seen my full strategy here on ASFX TV, it's all about playing the bounce play. Now ideally in trend, but I still do like today's setup. So let's go into it here on NQ. You'll see lots of sellers at the open. I mean, if you've seen any of these videos, like I'm saying, I need a retest, right? Ideally to play the next bounce. I know I want to be a seller, so there are lower highs in here to try to go get the next lower low, but it's not off of a key level, so can't really play it. We don't want to just chase it off of nothing because then it finally does pull back and you're stuck in a short at a terrible price. Let's just get that out of the way. But then it comes back to New York VWAP. So you could definitely want to be a seller around here. Now it pulls back through New York a little bit, but you still have this overnight view up as your level of defense, saying, well, sellers could still try to defend this. So I'm not just scared out of my shorts just because we're above it for a few minutes, and especially with not a lot of strength. Now also, moves don't often happen in a straight line. So the fact that this is just pretty one directional without any sort of high or low, similar to how we have lower highs back here, right? These 10, 15 candles in a row just can't sustain forever. We're going to get some sort of small pullback. So inversely here, with the move up, even if this does continue higher, I think there's going to be a little bit of a pullback before it just rips higher. Now, we could always be wrong, but looking at it here, because I think a lot of people watching ES specifically would not have liked the shorts, and that's why I put myself in the NQ, because you could see it looked a lot cleaner of shorts, still respecting under both VWAPs. But when I see ES, I'm not thinking that's going to continue higher, because like I said, we have this break above its New York VWAP here. Buyers are in control. It's continuing that steady climb higher of buyers took it back. What happened to all these sellers back here? Well, they did bounce off the start of year VWAP. That could be a reason for the support, but also just saying we're at this previous day's New York VWAP, the same time that ES or NQ is at both of these VWAPs, and this is pretty overextended, just one rip higher. I think we could see some slowing around this previous day's New York here on ES, right? So this was how you would short it, I would think if you're trading it on ES with a stop loss at the high. Now at that same time of day, I'm in the short on NQ because I think ES could turn right now. It's at its previous day's New York. We're at two VWAPs here. Let's see if we can get some of the arching to come back down. You can see the exit very quick. I don't need a big stop loss to find out if ES is going to continue holding this blue view up over here, right? Because if ES just rips higher above it, then I'm wrong. It's not holding it like I thought. Then NQ is going to break above it, and I'm wrong. Like I thought we were going to defend it, but we're not. Now also, we're approaching this low of day VWAP. So it's going to be a quick exit because we could easily bounce and come back higher. I'm not saying it looks super, super bearish. I just want to play off of VWAPs, and that's the whole point on any of these setups, really. They're always a little bit cleaner than this, but if you go through Futures 2.0, it's absolutely free right now. Just find the link down below, and you'll study it that there's bounce plays and there's break plays. Now I'm trading with the trend, so ideally the shorts are going to be in play today. I'm trying to capture this move or that move. But as long as I'm close to VWAP, even if it is an ugly day, I think you can still try to squeeze out some money using it as a level of interest where we could definitely want to bounce, right? If you shorted it on ES, you got to be out at the next one. We can't predict that it's just going to break on through and going to run forever. Also, why you wouldn't want to just short it at the VWAP because it could definitely bounce. So I'm playing this pinch, but ultimately, the thing that I thought was most interesting about this setup is if you go to Edgeful, we can go to the initial balance report. The odds of that double breaking on a Friday is 21% of the time on ES. So 11 days, but out of the whole year of Friday. So 11 out of 52. So there's an 80% chance that we don't double break this initial balance. So if we go over the charts here and we'll turn on our initial balance, that's going to be the first hour of the day as opposed to the first 15 minutes when I use the opening 15-minute opening range. And you can see we already did break the bottom here. So the fact that we took out the IB low, we probably don't also take out the high. So even more reason why I think buyers will definitely fail at this previous day's New York because we likely don't keep coming higher, says 80% of the time. So being at this VWAP, it had been a bearish day already, so it wouldn't surprise me since they rejected off this VWAP earlier. I don't think we want to come higher. So with that and NQ holding way more bearish underneath its VWAPs, it was a pretty easy short, although it may not look textbook setup of just following these clean lower highs and lower lows for shorts. I still can play around a key level, of this previous day's New York with a stop loss where I know I would want to be out, right? Going back to this markup. If you shorted it here at the previous day's New York and it does in fact make a new high, you don't need to sit in it any longer to find out if shorts are going to work out. They're probably not because it's already an improbable day because there's an 80% chance this doesn't happen and it just did. And we're now above every single VWAP, so you probably don't want to be short anymore. But I definitely think it's worth the risk because you have a true invalidation level saying, I don't know if it comes back a little bit higher, but I just know we probably don't go to 7,002 today since we took out the IB low. So just super strong stat there that we can get nice risk reward with a nice retest like that, playing off of VWAPs. I thought it was a nice win to cap off the week. Now let's just real quick go into another trade of the week. I've made YouTube videos on all of these days, but you could see it's going to be trading with the trend, lower highs and lower lows. But the common theme that we're kind of talking about today is off of VWAP. So whether it's clean trending, right? Let's just imagine this doesn't make a new low a day over here, that it just kind of got stuck in a range and came back up and then right back down or whatever. If I could trade near these lines, I think I can make some money and squeeze some base hits out of it. I don't need 40, 60 points if I'm risking 20. I'll risk 20, go get 18, rinse and repeat, get another base hit, right? Let's just go to one more day this week. On Tuesday, when we had to battle it out with a loss, come back in, pretty similar. Is it not? It's floating way up there, but we already took out the IB low somewhere down here, so we probably don't take out the high. So knowing that this line is pretty well defended, that there's a strong chance it doesn't go up there when we're pretty damn close, I think we could definitely try to fall away from there, right? It's not me thinking that we probably don't go up there. It's just the stats saying 80% of the time it does not break both sides of this. We took out the low. So yeah, let me not get interested in longs and let me even try to short it away from it, right? So now with that report in mind, just to not confuse anybody, also check out Edgefield if you want to learn more on it. You can get a free trial below. But when we take out this bottom, right, it's somewhere down here. Okay, we probably don't now go to the high. That doesn't mean that like a long or a short can't work out. Like you can't long it here and scalp that move, right? Because it could still go higher and then fall. The whole idea is as it gets closer and closer to a level where it probably doesn't want to go, that's when you could look to try to trade away from it. Doesn't just guarantee that shorts are going to work all day long, right? Because if you shorted it here, it loses. It comes back up. So it's not like, oh, it broke the bottom, it can't come back higher. No, it can. It just probably doesn't come back higher to that level, right? So keep that in mind. Don't just think that the first break, you could chase it endlessly and it's going to keep on falling in that direction. Definitely not. But hope you guys made some money this week. We were live on stream every single day, taking some unconventional trades in the afternoon, but during the open, trading with trend off of VWAP. So hope you guys found value in it. Make sure you go study Futures 2.0 to see the best setups, the A-plus setups, the ones I trade every single day. It got me to take the payout. I just put out a YouTube video on that, the first payout of the year, so go check that out. $2,000 in just 7 days of trading, keeping things simple. So go check that out, and I'll see you guys on stream tomorrow morning.